Is that something, you clearly seem to be invested in trying to
Yeah.
push more women to pursue public office?
And I've been pushing to do it in Staten Island, Roosevelt Island, and I think we've yet to go to the Bronx. And so I think we're scheduling those. And I wanted to do one on the Long Island. And that's really critically important. One, that we get campaign financing on a statewide level. I'm really disappointed that Governor Cuomo did not see it fit to pass campaign financing on a statewide level. I would not be in this position but for campaign finance. It sort of levels the playing field. It equalizes campaigns. As you know, I was outspent 6-1, but nonetheless, campaign finance allowed me to run. And that's why we need to pass it on a statewide level, because there are so many women in the pink-collar industries, and they're really not in a position to match those individuals in the real estate industry. And of course, I do not have a lot of relationships in the real estate industries. I relied a significant amount. A lot of my contributions primarily came from working class people in the city of New York. And politics is really daunting. I mean, you sacrifice so much and you put your life out there on the line, and you're critiqued, and you're in this microscope, and you're like a fish in this bowl, so you're always this intense criticism, and not criticism, but this intense scrutiny, if you will, you're under constantly. But that's okay, because I really want to, improve the lives of others, and that's why I decided to put myself out there. How do I find time to get briefed? Hearings are helpful. We set time for staff meetings. We set time for policy discussions. We set time to sit around during lunch, brown bag discussions. We're a very close office. And in terms of my personal life, well, there is none.
Well, those sacrifices that you kind of have to make clear to some of the younger women that you might be encouraging to run for office, and I'm sure that can sort of be met uncomfortably by some.
One of my sheroes is Senator Gillibrand. She's beautiful. She's always together. She has a wonderful husband. She has beautiful children, and she focuses on great issues, and she gets things done. I don't know how she does it, but she's an excellent role model for women and for women in politics. And so between Shirley Chisholm and Senator Gillibrand, those are my two sheroes.
When you look at what could be barriers for women to seek public office, I mean, what do you think can anything be done on a policy level that could help encourage? I mean, we have in the city council, I believe, and now it's down to 15, right, out of the 51.
But you said down. I believe we lost 2 women in the city council. 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So we lost women, and primarily it's money, and it's the sacrifices that you have to make. So it's I don't have any children, and I'm not married, and so I don't, those are huge sacrifices that people have to make, and it's a balancing act, and it's really difficult. And so I just encourage more women, because it's so fulfilling. But not only just being a public official, but there's so many other positions which are part of the body politic that are really critical. And so that's why more voices from working class people, more voices from women need to be heard, and that's why I wanted to be a part of Why She Ran, that series, and wanted to attract and to encourage more women to run.
And now your city council seat that you vacated was filled by another woman, Lori Cumbo.
Yeah.
So have you been keeping close tabs on her? Have you conversed with her? Have you been able to help her transition? How's that gone?
I converse with her often, and I talk to her about issues in the district. I still live in the district. I still walk the district. And so the 35th Council District has a number of elected officials. I live in the 35th. The District Attorney Thompson lives in the 35th. Congressmember Hakeem Jeffries lives in the 35th. The Borough President lives in the 35th. Wow. And of course, Lori Cumbo lives in the 35th. So we have a great district, and we're well served. And so we try to meet the needs of all constituents in that community, even though with deference to Councilmember Lori Cumbo.
And so has she sought out your advice, and you were able to help her with the transition into office?
We have conversation about how to approach things, and it can be overwhelming. And we have a very demanding district. But we have one of the greatest districts in the whole city of New York, and so it's really critically important that you stay on top of things, and that I assist her in that transition so that she can be a success. That's really critically important because when she's successful, the district is successful.